that inside high release flick to flat mark.
Thomas King.
3 yards to go, but throws it farther. Not afraid to air it out.
Oh, that was a
Defender
nice.
that we heard about.
Huge put. Wow.
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 Yeah.
Oh, over the top.
Nice high release backhand.
Man, get there.
Oh. Henry fine. And up one.
Oh, sliding catch.
Out of.
Oh.
Zavdi.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Finding that space, but wow.
Wow, that was not a throw I would expect.
That's a hammer.
Oh, nice.
Follows his throw.
Zavdi, get there. Oh, great grab by Zavdi.
That.
And Roosevelt Rough Riders will be going to the finals to match up against Ballard.
Welcome to the Disc Northwest High School Mixed Finals. 2020. We're here at Foster High School Stadium to watch a game between Roosevelt Rough Riders, who came in as the 2 seed. They're playing against the 5 seed Ballard. I'm Jude Loren. I'm the Disc Northwest Youth Director, and I'm here with
Zoli. I have played Frisbee since 3rd grade. Last year I played for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Now I am playing for Lincoln High School. I have played with and against a lot of these players. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure you're not going to be able to hide your bias a little bit, but what we're both rooting for is just a great game.
Of course.
Looks like Ballard's starting on D. That's Chagall. Chagall and her brother are in the handler set. Chagall finds Tori, who's one of the U20 Worlds players on the field today. To Kira.
Zavdi with the up line.
Great D on Zavdi going on the up line. It looks like Isaac to pick up. No, not Isaac. That is, I think that's Henry Adamson with the disc. Holding, waiting. That's Tori Gray in the backfield. You see Tori Gray covering Anna Wilk. That should be a matchup that should be really fun. Both are really talented players who impressed me yesterday. Some discussion on the field. Steven Shetler and Marcus Beadler talking it out, both Disc Northwest YCC players. Marcus looks at that inside break. Finds number 72. This is your roster there. Back to Henry, who shoots it deep. Ooh. Invites a battle between Marcus and Shetler. Maybe we get a replay on that. Woo!
Dang. That's going to be a great matchup this whole game.
It will be. Marcus seemed to always be covering the hardest guy on the other team last night, and seemed to really relish that matchup. Chagall with a sweet little floater. Yeah. Shetler airs it out to Tori. Did you have a chance to play with Tori last year?
I didn't, no.
Tori is always one of the fastest players on the field, regardless of gender. Just blazing speed. Got to watch her play with the Disc Northwest YCC mixed team bankroll last year.
Yeah.
So what do you expect to see from this game?
I think this is going to be a very close game. Both teams have very athletic players. From Roosevelt, I'm expecting to see lots of plays from Steven and Isaac, and then I'm expecting Marcus to guard both of those people. Ballard from yesterday, I saw had very good handler movement. They were very consistent on offense. And Roosevelt also was very consistent yesterday against Franklin.
Yeah, I think they're both they both played a pretty conservative game. Well, Ballard started by trying to out-huck Cleveland. It wasn't working for either team, but once they settled into their game plan and took the resets, patiently found open players, and played the game that they wanted to play, we really kind of saw them settle into what I thought was just a really patient, consistent offense. We have, who is this to pull for that?
This is Ducky.
Ducky Mertz on the pull. He had some big pulls yesterday. We do have a little bit of wind today. Not quite as windy as yesterday, but definitely a wind. That pull was going into the wind, but he still got 60 yards out of it. So
Yeah.
that's Thomas King. The around. I think this is Ian Semenrock. He wasn't here yesterday. But, yeah, he's got the disc. I heard he flew in this morning to join us. Back to Thomas King. Thomas finds
Nate.
Becker. Nate holding. Stall count getting up there. Forces one. Foul called by Ian. Covered by Isaac. Still chatting it out. I had to say, not a fan of that inside break in that situation, but didn't have many other options.
Yeah.
Looks like they're trying to confirm the rules on a contested throw, but where does the stall count come back in? Should come in back at 6. Finds Thomas King. Really looking to that inside break. Finds number 26.
Max Severe.
Max Severe. Just floats over Thomas. Quinn almost has a chance to run it down. Disc is in. Finds Hara. Hara floats one, but a little bump in the air. Isaac pulls it down. With the reset, that's some of that quick handler movement we saw yesterday. With the disc, that's James Whalen, right?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to check in with him? I saw he was kind of favoring his hamstring yesterday.
Yeah, he had. He thought he just got a cramp yesterday. It might be a little bit more than that. He seems to be doing fine right now.
Awesome.
He was stretching a lot before the game.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. He ran something down in the end zone yesterday and didn't get back up for a while. So glad to see him in the game today. Nate Becker looking for Gray Colleran. That's a catch she usually makes. She's great in the air. So I understand the impulse there, but there was a few white shirts there. Maybe not the right choice yet. Looks like some jitters from both teams. The around Hara pulls that out. What a catch.
Great catch.
Hara's probably something you've known for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Since elementary school.
Yeah. Woo! Who was that with that catch? It's number 24. Which is not a number I have on my sheet. Tries to find him again. Off his hands. Nate Becker to pick up. Reset to Thomas King. Thomas finds
Max.
Max to Quinn. Just out of reach of Hara Craft. Whew! Sneaks that in. Nate looking a little cheeky there with the score to Max. That's 1-1. So how did the Lincoln season go this year? I know it's a brand new program.
Yeah, brand new. Not too great, but we did pretty good for not having any upperclassmen, I think. We ended our season with a record of 4-4, so
Awesome.
I was happy with that.
Yeah, you got to be happy, and you know you're building towards something.
Yeah.
For those in the audience that don't know, Lincoln's a new or a reopened public high school in Seattle, in the Wallingford neighborhood, and they are now pulling players who would otherwise actually go to both of these schools, and a couple other high schools. But it's they started with only 9th and 10th graders. So jumped right into the varsity season with 9th and 10th graders playing against a lot of teams that are fully can run out line after line of seniors and 11th graders. So, but you know, like you're diving in. I know the girls team will compete at the varsity level. It's gonna be a small team, but
Only 10 players.
wow,
Yeah.
that's bold. You better go out there and support them.
Oh yes, we will.
Awesome. All right, we got Marcus with the pull.
Looks like it's out of bounds.
Gonna bring that to the middle. Zabdi to pick up. Zabdi marked by Henry Adamson, product of Whitman Middle School. Looks like a called
Throwing up.
Yeah, called play. Oh. We mentioned that there was a wind. We're in a stadium here, so the wind is a little bit hard to read, but it was at Zabdi's back on that, and he got it up in there, and I think he's still triangulating how those deep throws might go. But it puts Ballard on their own goal line with 70 yards to go into the wind. Did you play the Ballard? Did you play Ballard during the season?
We did play them.
Next season.
It was pretty. Wasn't very close.
Okay. Well, you know, clearly they're a finalist. They deserve to be here. So quality team, pretty deep, and that's hard to match up with when you're a building program to talk to the, you know, to like match up with a team that
Yes.
feels like they can play anybody at any time. I was talking to Kenny Lane, their coach, and he said he felt like their players, you know, they definitely have some players that stand out, but that he felt really confident putting anybody on his roster on the field in the finals. Around to ends up with Marcus. Finds Anna. Anna finds number 70.
It's Luke.
Luke Weaver. Woo!
Beautiful
That was
throw.
pretty. Finds Marcus. Marcus shoots.
Shoots deep.
Nice. Henry brings it down over Zabdi. Zabdi didn't lose many of those battles in the air yesterday, so
Yeah.
we'll see if that continues. So Marcus, we talked about Marcus Beidler. We're going to talk Beidler. Beidler. Thank you. You were a teammate with him this summer, right?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
You got to know him. What do you expect to see him do in this game, or what do you know about him? What's he bring?
Well, over this summer, he was one of the main cutters. He would always go deep and always come down with it. He was one of the most athletic people on our team. But this season, I have seen him a lot more relaxed, staying back, making less risky plays. So, but he is a much more consistent player, or not much more consistent, but he has mellowed out a little bit for the high school season.
Kind of playing more of a role player,
Yeah.
like kind of trying to be more. I definitely see him in that handler set,
Yes.
distributing more than receiving, but knowing that he could strike deep from that handler position.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that he's a deadly receiver, that's kind of a little ace in their pocket.
He's a threat all over the field.
Who else out here have you? Who else did you play with this summer on your YCC experience? Shout out Horizon.
I played. Looking around. I think he was it.
He
from
was
this,
it?
from this
Interesting.
team, from these two teams. Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely have some other players who represented Dis Northwest at,
Yes.
on YCC teams, mixed in girls. Chagall was on our U17 team, Blossom, who you see getting the disc back right now.
Isaac
Shooting.
Granshaw.
Isaac was on our U17 boys team the year before, but I think he aged out this year. Finds, just off of Gray's hand. Crowd's coming in here. Expect it to get a little louder. Chagall with the disc. Nice touchy throw, way to run that down. I'm sure that was a little bit more of a test for his hamstring than he was hoping for, but he proved he could do it. Back to Isaac. Finds Tori. Travel call. Isaac has a little bit of he's got a hitch in his forehand. He's consistent with it, but I think it's a little unusual, I think, for people who are marking him, and sometimes it might look like a travel when it's not.
Yes.
Ooh. Turnover on the reset. Henry picks it up. Henry's looking to shoot it big early. Marcus, there's that speed you were talking about. He's a hard athlete to overthrow, but they just managed to do it. Oh, you can see James as he's walking to pick that disc up, he's holding his hamstring a little bit. I hope he takes care of himself. Is he a gutsy player? Is that?
He is, yeah. He has very consistent throws. As I say that.
Well, going into the wind, that stuff hopped up, but
Yeah.
I think he knows his receiver. Isaac's going to pull that down. Around a 92. That's Jackson Jewett. Watched his sister play a lot in high school. Jackson gets it back. Chagall gets looked off. Didn't seem pleased. Tori guns it into Isaac. Finds James to Jackson. He's got Lucy. Horror goes up line. It's not there. Muscles it in. Looks like they're talking. But no call. A discussion of the validity of that cut, but I think that's just both playing physical offense and defense. Yeah. Definitely a little more pleasant playing conditions than yesterday. Yesterday was definitely colder and a lot rainier. See the sun peeking through here. It's a thrower's win. Did you have a chance to throw it all before the game?
I did throw a little bit with some of the Roosevelt players right before the game.
Did you feel like you knew where the disc was going, or was it a little swirly? These stadiums can be a little funky.
Yeah, there was a slight edge to my throws, especially my forehands. If I was trying to throw a little bit farther, they would end up blading off a little bit. But for the most part, it does seem like the wind is picking up right now, though.
Yeah, well, there's maybe one of our cameras can catch a glimpse of that flag down on the far end. You can get a sense. Oh yeah, that's definitely a stiffer breeze than when that we saw then during the pregame. So teams are going to have to adjust, but hey, these are finalist teams.
Yeah.
They have the skills. They're going to figure it out. Tell me about your experience playing with Roosevelt last year. I think this is their first time in the finals as a mixed team. Is it something that you felt like that you feel like the team thought was possible in the future, or?
Well, last year I actually played mixed with the JV team,
Okay.
but this team I had a great time playing with on the boys team and that mixed JV team. It's a pleasure playing with all these players and just coming back to see them play in this high-level final game. But I'm expecting a lot of good things from both teams.
Are there players on the Ballard team that you played with in middle school? Oh, Thomas barely.
Yes, Nico. He is. I'm not sure what number he is. He's wearing blue shorts.
Yeah, I think he was one of the players that that wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah.
He flew in this morning. So goal line turnover for Ballard. Roosevelt looking for the break. Booker with the disc. Booker looks to Lucy. Little
High release fork.
Yeah, that was cheeky. I like it. Shetler resets to Booker, back to Shetler. Booker up line. Shetler looking inside. He's got Lucy with the push pass. They're all on display. Lucy.
Oh. Able to pull it in.
Yeah, those long arms. Shetler's got a big reach. He's presents a large window to throw into. Speaking of large windows, tries to go cross field. It's just not there. That Tazio?
Yeah.
His name? I think he was hoping that he could just create a 50-50 ball. Tazio would win, but
Yeah.
stall count was getting high. Nate Becker walks it up, seeing that he is politely waiting for the player to tie his shoes. That's sweet. Oh,
Almost.
so we're seeing just a standard three-person cup here. Tori in the middle. Tori is just a lightning fast, instinctive defender. So letting her sort of kind of poach around, kind of play around in that middle space of the cup and take some chances. I love that idea. If she overcommits to something, she's so fast she can kind of correct for mistakes. Anna Pettis with the D. Great read. That's what they were hoping to force. Speculative throws. Two spaces. That's always hard against the zone. Booker picks it up. Oh! Is that up? That was remarkable. Some discussion.
Looks like it's
we're back
called
on.
in.
Yeah. To Anna. Anna to Tori. Tori trying to throw around the long arms of Gray Colleran. Touchy throw to Shetler. That wind just pushed it down. I was mentioning last night I'd rather throw into the wind than with the wind. How do you feel?
I would rather throw with the wind. It really does depend on where you are in the field, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I just I'd rather try to muscle something than than get in touch. Little break to Nate Becker, but puts him on that sideline. Woo! Great D, number 28. Floats the high release flick over to Anna. That's who was that with that throw? Ellie Buchanan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. She also had that awesome catch on the sideline. I'd love to see that. I don't know if we have that still in our replay. She definitely owned that point. All right, even game. This is exactly what we expected. I can't remember if was that a hold? No, that was a break.
Yeah,
that's our first break of the game.
I thought the first point was a break because Roosevelt scored that.
Did they start on D? I don't remember. I should be paying attention, but I'm not. So that would be Roosevelt up 2 breaks. Here we get a review. looks both up and in.
Yeah.
I can understand how there's some discussion about it. Great athletic play from Ellie. What position do you play?
This year I am playing mostly handler, but in the past I have played cutter, especially on my YCC team this summer. I was a cutter.
Looks like Hara's getting pulled out. You can't bench Hara. She's a legend. So I've known Hara since she was a baby, actually. Her father, a long time sockeye player and then sockeye coach.
Yeah.
I imagine did you grow up with her a little bit?
Yeah, I went to elementary school with her. I played frisbee with her. Her dad coached me
Oh, that's awesome.
in elementary school.
Yeah, you could see the result of that pull. The wind is really picking
Yeah.
up. So Ballard with the wind at their back. And that's
Nico.
Nico, who wasn't here yesterday, getting a lot of PT today. Nico finds Nate. Jackson with the D. That is a rough throw in under any conditions. It's not what you're looking for as a reset. Who's that with the disc? Number 70? It's Miles. Oh. Wind made that that catch a little tougher than Chagall was expecting, I think. Thomas King to pick up. Oh, nice cut from Gray. Being covered by Lucy. Gray looking to reset. Thomas digs that out. Great catch. Definitely starting to see why these teams are in the finals. Nate standing strong with the bump off of the mark. That's Ian with the disc. Muscles it into Nate. High release to Nico. So right now we're seeing a lot of the action here in the downward side, downwind end zone. We'll see. I think that the key to success in this game is going to be getting that first, getting an upwind score. Ballard definitely needs one. They're hoping for a big pull. What would you do? Would you throw a downwind zone?
It really depends on the team and what they've practiced, but I think at Lincoln we would probably put a little cheeky zone on, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough to tell.
Yeah. Kenny Lane, who's the Ballard coach, is a very thoughtful coach. Puts a lot of. He's a guy who has been playing for a long time at a high level. He's playing with the Cascades this year. I could see him trying to outthink a little bit Nelson J, the Roosevelt coach.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he was mentioning to me that Nelson was mentioning that a lot of the strategic decisions are coming from the players themselves on Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Though this year as the season's rolled on, he started to have a little bit more influence, but looks like a person matchup. Very close. Shuttler with the disc. Reset. Finds Tori. Tori just always open. Tori unleashes to Ellie. Oh. Those downwind throws, I'm telling you. That's why I don't like them.
Yeah.
I'm just too strong.
Yeah.
Might be an opportunity for them to throw the zone, but it looks like they're going to go for person matchup. I do love that if you're receiving that, I do like the idea of the huck and zone. Henry Adamson to pick up. liked it yesterday when Henry was wearing more colorful shorts. It was easier to spot him. Ooh. Marcus pulls that down. Nice effort by Anna. James is picking up. James has Shetler wide open. He wants to put it. It's not there. Lucy goes up line. One of several Lucys on this team. Should call her Tanner. Nice poach in the lane there from Henry to stop that up line.
Up to Steven. Brings it down.
That's another downward goal. You can see there that Henry Adamson poached the lane, took away that upline cut from Lucy Tanner, but gave away that around that ended up being the score. Risk he took. I'm sure he was thinking, I'm going to take away the easy and give them that harder throw, and they capitalize. Nice, easy throw into space, cross field. With the wind at the back, that's a touchy throw. All right, finally, we got Hara back in. They came to their senses. So you've been playing since elementary school.
Yes.
But probably throwing longer than that, right?
Yeah, my mom used to have some games when I was very young, maybe first grade, and I'd go maybe throw with some of the kids there. Just have some fun.
Yeah, your mom was a great player back in her day, and now it's spent a lot of time coaching, which we appreciate. We're now into the ultimate community now. We have a lot of kids who come up being with the parents who played at a high level, so it's always interesting to see. Like, I'm sure it's hard as you're being coached for your mom to keep her mouth shut sometimes. Yeah. We all have opinions. High release break to Thomas King, who finds Ian being marked by Isaac. High stall count, little inside break again. A little easy dish, break side dish to Nate Becker. See this? Using that. It's 4-4.
Yes.
I think our scoreboard on the field is not quite up to date, so it should be 4-4. There we go. Don't worry. Thank you. All right. Some comments from the crowd. All right. Sorry, I got a little distracted by the peanut gallery here. Let's see if they can get. They have. Looks like they're putting in a pretty strong. This is a line that has played a lot more. Some of these players we've seen more on the O line, but they're putting it on D, trying to get that upwind break, trying to get back in this as we approach half. Today's game will be played for it's 100 minutes, game to 15. Each team gets one timeout per half and a floater, and then if we end up in overtime, a 14-14 tie, they each get another one regardless of whether they have any left. Halftime will be when one team gets to 8. We'll have a quick halftime. Hopefully it looks like we're going to see a highlight reel from the semis during the halftime, so that should be fun. Stay tuned. Looking for a big pull from Marcus. And that is a nice pull.
Upwind too.
Yeah. Chagall with the reset. That Chagall Gray collar and matchup. Oh, ooh, not sure that was the intended receiver, but it worked out. It's nice to have someone like that ready to receive. Oh. A little too casual on that. This is that break that break opportunity they're looking for. Trying to get this back to even. Marcus holding. Nice round break too. Whoa. Oh, Chagall gets it back for them. Chagall picks it up. Oh, Lord. Number 72. That's Max, you said?
No, I don't think that's Max.
That's
72.
That's Will.
Yes.
Will. There's a lot of siblings on this team.
Yeah.
Little inside break for the break. Great look. That's a tough throw in this wind. Let's see that on replay. Just so casual. Drops down. Puts it right into the pocket of number 73, Chamonix Reynolds. Reynolds? I wonder if she's related to Katie Reynolds. And John Reynolds. Frisbee royalty from SAS. We haven't seen much of Quinn. I wonder if she's feeling okay. Quinn is a tall handler from Ballard. I think she's maybe a sophomore this year. But she's a really fun player to see throw in the wind. She's very powerful, not afraid to shoot it deep. But I haven't seen much of her yet so far. So Zoe, clearly, you care deeply about the Roosevelt program. You're out here to support your friends. But
Yeah.
what else do you? There's Quinn right there. Tell me about just what your experience has been growing up playing youth ultimate in Seattle.
It's been great. I've had so many great coaches, especially in the Seven Hills program and the YCC program. I've learned so much, and having a mom who has been able to coach me for, it was 6 years that she's coached me. It's been great just having amazing coaches to help me learn and get better.
That's awesome. And do you planning to play in college?
I do, yeah.
Sweet. Where are you going to go?
Haven't really thought about
I know
that
you
yet.
got some time. How about Western?
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Go Vikes. All right, yeah, they come down in that zone looking for another ob. They're hoping to capitalize on forcing a lot of throws into the wind. Nice. A really tight cup.
Get that off the sideline.
Do have Tori off there, but that's a tough throw. This wind putting that edge out there. They're willing to take. Who finds Lucy? Ballard giving up that space inside the cup. Kind of a containing. There's a little cheeky little travel there. Down the line. Oh, he was running out of real estate. Let's see if we might get that on replay. That's just such a narrow space to throw into. Got it there, but didn't give him much of a chance to reel it in. Henry shoots it deep. Just trying to make that, give them yardage to work against into the wind so they can set that zone. So the guy threw it's the first one on the mark. Love it. Good hustle. You can see that right now Ballard's happy to just kind of chisel into the cup. Take it, a yard or two at a time. Oof.
Roosevelt breaks through the cup.
But still on that sideline, which is I think what Ballard's they're satisfied doing. Keep it there. Have yet to see anything back to the other side. There we go. That opens it up. Tori with the disc. Tori does not go back to the sideline. You can see she wants to keep it in the middle of the field. But here they are, back on the sideline, finding little windows.
So close to the end zone. Up. Oh, brings it down.
Great focus by Anna Pettis. Love to see that. What a great throw.
Yeah.
Great focus, great throw. Ballard had their chance, for sure. We'll see if Roosevelt comes down in that zone again. We saw Ballard struggle with it a little bit. It is turning into not just an upwind downwind game, but there's a pretty. I think it's coming across.
Yeah.
Field too. So this sideline closest to the camera is kind of deadly. You really run out of room, and throws across field can be rough and get buffeted by the wind. And if you can keep the team you're playing defense against kind of tight up against this sideline, it really reduces the space that you have to cover as a defender. I'm sure Roosevelt has a couple different defensive schemes that they could run,
Yeah.
a couple different zones, maybe a little junky zone, but that standard cup seems to work too.
Yeah.
Are you more offense? You like O-line or D-line?
This summer I played D-line. I really loved it. This high school season, mixed and boys season, I played both O-line and D-line.
Yeah, I think in
But
your high school setting, you don't have a lot of players.
Yeah.
You're going to be running both ways. Big pull.
Great pull by Isaac. Oh, beautiful.
And lands in, have to play it where it lies. Ballard was probably hoping it skidded out the back, but here they are.
Roosevelt throwing his zone.
We saw some of these. That's a beautiful throw. Dang. Finds Ian Semenrock on the sideline. Back to Nate Becker. Finds Thomas. They're using the width of the field. I like to see that against the zone. Opens up big holes in the cup. They haven't taken advantage of it yet, but I like to see that intention. Quinn has it on the sideline. Bounces it to Nate. Finds Ian. Ian resets to Thomas. I do like that cut. That was a great look. Stall count's getting high. Forces one into Ian. Really trying to keep it on that high side of the field.
Doing a great job of it.
They know that they do have this whole side available to you. And the receivers on this side are not setting up too close to the sideline, which I really like, so not making that option. But Chagall calls a foul. I think Nate Becker was scrambling to play D and ran through her hand. Chagall with the disc again. Chagall rockets it to Isaac. Pick called. Isaac with the little high release to Shetler, but it's coming back on the pick. Pick was called by Max. Max is matching up. Back with Chagall. See what I don't know what the stall count would it's probably around 5 now. Looking for Ellie Buchanan just off her hands. They fall back into that zone pretty quickly. Nate finds Ian, sneaks it in over to, I think that's Maxine. Finds Nate. Finds Thomas. Back to Nate. They're really giving Maxine a lot of space back there in that wing area. You can see she is completely unmarked, but doesn't matter. Throw it away through the middle. Chagall to pick up. Now it looks like they have Max kind of playing last back. Ian's in that last back position, covering Steven Shetler. I know that Roosevelt would love to shoot it deep to him, so we'll see if... Whoa. A little bit picky there in the downfield, but nothing called. Isaac. Whew, good focus. Under a lot of pressure. Back to Shetler. Boy. Isaac Grandstrom's very fast.
Beautiful.
Really nice little outside in.
That's a break for Roosevelt.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do differently if I was, Ballard was making all the right choices, really working hard to spread the field, use the whole width of the field against that zone. Had a lot of options. Nothing seemed rushed, but just a couple throwaways in the middle and gave Roosevelt the ball, and they capitalized. 6-5. Roosevelt up a break, but not. I'm sure they're not resting easy. It's not at all like yesterday. Their game yesterday when they went up early. Both teams went up early on their opponents in the semis. A little bit surprising, honestly.
Yeah.
But definitely different experience. Got to stay a little more focused if you're both these finalists here. Keep the pressure on. See if we see that Ballard huck and zone.
Yeah.
If we don't see it, I'm going to be disappointed. I'll tell Kenny at halftime. Big pull from number 18. That's James Mertz. The little sister's also on the team. Nice. Nate loves that high release.
Yes, he does. Oh, inside.
To Ian, under pressure. And
Great catch.
Wow. That was a risky throw, but it worked out. This is a gunner.
Yeah.
So was his sister. I don't know if you ever saw his sister play in high school. Big arm, just chucked it. It was fun to watch. Hey. They broke it.
Looks like they ripped
I know who I'm cheering for now. No, I'm distracted. I'm wrecking my equipment. So when you were in, you had a lot of high pressure situations with Horizon, your YCC team. I know you were playing in the finals at YCC. Did come away with a gold medal.
We did.
How did that, I don't know, those of you who might not know the story, some insane weather in Blaine, Minnesota this year. Canceled all the final games as they were. And they called, you can see the wind there, speaking of weather. Their jerseys fluttering around. So they called everybody co-champions.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but
maybe I should just cancel this game. Co-champions.
Yeah.
What was the feeling on the team? You were up, right?
Yeah, we were up 2 breaks.
Up 2 breaks against your rivals, Oregon team, right? And that was maybe your 3rd matchup of the year against them? You played them in Utah.
Second,
okay.
Yeah.
And they had won the first one?
Yeah, they won the first one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But all right, let's just call it prediction. Who's going to win that game?
We were going to win that.
Okay.
We were going to win that game.
They're not watching. You can be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. We had 3 Seattle teams. We took 3 Seattle teams to YCC, and all of them were in the finals, and all of them ended up as co-champions.
They were all up.
They were all up. Yep. It was rough. That's got to be a really high stall count. Ooh. Floats it to one of his favorite receivers, but Marcus is there. Yeah.
Not sure if he got a piece of that, but
Yeah, his presence definitely disrupted, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got a hand on that. Maybe we can see a replay. Marcus covers a lot of space. Oh, we got to see him celebrate. I think he got it. Henry with the disc. Interesting to see them playing that matchup D, not coming down in the zone. Oh, just out of her hands. That's Chamonix.
She's going to punch it in now.
Oh! Wow. I think James was a little surprised that got through.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite prepared to. He was probably already thinking about the defense he was going to have to play.
Yeah.
Seeing that, I think the wind made that dip right
just
below
off
his hands.
Yeah.
But great upline D by Henry Adamson there. Chamonix off the back again. Looking at Gray coming underneath. Not there, covered hard by Lucy Tanner. Finds Gray. Gray with long arms. Pick called. Speaking of knowing someone a long time, I worked at a bike shop when I first moved to Seattle with Lucy's dad. He's a great mechanic. Lucy, looking off Lucy there.
To Hara.
Finds Hara on the sideline. Stall count's getting high. Hara pops it up. Oh! She was really close to getting that back.
Almost. This has been quite a long point.
It is, yeah. I bet their legs are starting to burn. See if anybody calls a timeout. I would consider it if I was Ballard, if I was a little bit farther down the field and in the middle. Getting it off. Marcus. Looks like maybe a stall called. Ooh. That's a pretty quick stall count. I didn't think that Gray had it that long.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, but she's not contesting it. When I go back and watch this game, I might silently count the stall count, see where that is. Seemed like 7. Maybe they're playing AUDL rules out here. I don't even know. Oh, Hara puts everything in play, but Anna's right there. Chase that down and seal her out. There's just a great defense by both teams on this point. I mean, there's been so many high stall count throws because the resets aren't there. I love to see it. Henry picking up. Has Marcus as his option, setting up directly behind the handler. Oof. Great focus to bring that in under pressure. Back to Henry.
To Marcus.
Great pressure. Looked like maybe Marcus thought a little bit about calling a foul. And here we are. Luke picks it up. Nope, not Luke. Miles picks it up. Finds James. Shetler. Shetler surveying. Finds Anna. And there's that timeout. Trapped on the sideline. I wouldn't be surprised to see Roosevelt come out in a zone out of this timeout. Give him a little different look. Try to keep him on the sideline.
Everyone looking very tired.
Yeah.
It's been a very long point.
Very long point. Tied at 6s. I'm sure they both feel that this is a pretty important point. Yeah. Coaches trying to settle their teams down. I'm sure. Here we are.
Yeah.
You can see the matchups early, out of quarters. Top 8 teams in the varsity league made it into the bracket. First round pitted Cleveland, who went unbeaten. They were 7-0 through the regular season against Bellevue, which is kind of a surprise sneak into the bracket. A new program out of Bellevue, but really working hard, and they have some great players. Cleveland won that game to meet Ballard, who upset number 4 Waldorf in their quarterfinal game, and a close game.
Yeah.
On the other side of the bracket, Roosevelt met West Seattle. I see a score in there, and I know that's what's reported, but I'm not sure I think that game might have been an actual forfeit. I think that West Seattle didn't show up with enough female matching players, but I don't know. Ingram and Franklin met in the first round. Franklin upset Ingram in a pretty hotly contested game. They met Roosevelt. Roosevelt is the number 2 seed. Overcame Franklin yesterday, and Ballard upset the previously unbeaten Cleveland game. You watched that?
I didn't watch that.
It's a crazy game.
Yeah.
It's worth watching. It was not a game that I'm sure Ballard's happy with the outcome, but I'm sure that was not the game they expected.
Yeah.
It was not the game anyone expected. All right, we'll see. Nope, they're coming out in that matchup D, not coming zone.
Marcus going deep.
Way to take that out. That wind is just trying to force that in. Great D.
Nice D.
Even on his doesn't seem to be favoring that hamstring anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, big put.
Big put. Oh, just the wind just made it drop like a rock. Henry finds Marcus. Marcus finds Anna under pressure from Hara. Anna finds Gray. Gray looking for that reset to Henry. Henry thinks about that around. Yeah, I was there, but great mark, great active mark.
Oh, to Marcus, and wow.
That high stall count, cross-field flick to Marcus, knowing that was didn't have a lot of options, but both teams having great release valve receivers like that. They could just put it up there and have them bring it down. I don't even remember if that's a hold.
Oh yeah.
So many turns. I'm sure both teams eager to get fresh legs onto the field. We're at 7-6. I think that's back to even.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a break. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Ballard looking to get a break and take it to half. I don't remember who pulled.
I think Roosevelt pulled.
Roosevelt pulled. So Roosevelt will be receiving out of half. So I think that Ballard would really. I think that would be a meaningful break for them.
Yeah.
See if they come down in that zone. Try to seal them down here. Roosevelt puts in a handling squad that I know that they feel very comfortable with. Chagall is just such a talented thrower.
Mm-hmm.
That whole family is. We haven't seen Zabdi in a while. I wonder if he's injured. I know that he's one thrower that they'd love to have in there on the upwind point.
Yeah. I see him in pants and his raincoat right down.
Yeah. Interesting. But it's been 3 or 4 points since he was in. big pull. James Whalen back in after that long point.
Oh.
Just out of reach. Isaac, you usually just need to get it near him.
Yeah.
He's like a probability cloud. Just get it near him and he'll probably catch it. So Jackson Jewett on the mark. Henry back in after that long point. Finds that around to Gray. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Great heads-up play by James Whalen to be there, but Ian just out of reach.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. So close.
Oh, James Whalen's man almost got that.
That's a tough one. I'm not sure how I feel about that cross-field throw. That's 40 yards longer than it needs to be,
Yeah.
but he liked what he saw. He had two receivers there, just didn't connect. Booker looking for that up line. He's still there, clagging in that space. What's her name with the disc?
Kira.
Kira Langengraf?
Yeah.
Kira bails him out.
Oh, Isaac. Oh, up to James.
Ooh, just
able to
out of
bring it
reach.
down.
Marcus. Back to James. James finds Isaac. Isaac
Oh, see,
crossfield
Booker.
to Booker, but wow.
Oh, wow.
That was a touchy throw.
Oh, that was just like the last point with Ballard.
Yeah.
They had that same throw.
Yeah. Let's look at this. And that was his intended receiver all along. Wow. You can see Booker's fired up.
Oh, yeah.
So that puts Ballard back on their heels, going upwind, trying to get the hold for half. Roosevelt, if they get a break here, and then they're receiving at a half,
Oh,
getting
wow.
that double opportunity
Yeah.
to go up. See what they do. Someone's calling timeout. I like it. I think both teams acknowledging that this is a really important point
Oh, yes.
going into half. Still lots of time, but I think that the team that gets this point has a distinct advantage going into the second half. So one of them wisely calls timeout.
Yeah.
Gonna have an opportunity to look at some of the highlights so far from the first half. There's been a lot of fantastic catches, great reads. Oh, remember when it was sunny?
Oh, yeah.
Jackson with the D. What a great catch by Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stephen, great grab.
Yeah, I don't think, like I said, I don't think that was the intent. I think that was supposed to go to,
Yeah.
just kind of popped up on him a little bit. Oh, she almost got that back. I wish
Yeah.
we could see that. She got really close. Gall looking,
Great throw.
yeah. Great patience on that end zone too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're putting a really good line on. Roosevelt is really trying to get this break.
Yeah,
They have their height.
got their height. Great throwers.
Mm-hmm.
Really balanced. getting Tori back in. It's been a while since Tori was in, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is this might be a universe point line for them.
Yeah.
Both teams are pretty deep, but I could see this might be the team that they would put on universe, but they have some interchangeability too. Let's see who Ballard has in. Ballard's going height too, but on the mostly on the female matchup side. They have a lot of height on that team. See,
We're going for 4 girls, 3 guys right now.
oh yeah, look at that.
Big pull from Isaac. Oh. Yeah.
Nice float, gives them lots of time to come down. And they are in that 3-person zone. This is 3 points in a row for Chagall.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's looking forward to halftime.
Yeah.
You have Shetler as the deep here. He's leaving lots of space. I think he could tuck in under a little bit if he wanted to support Isaac, but Isaac's kind of a hunter, so I could see just trusting him to cover space there. You can see there maybe a double team. Great spatial awareness. Doesn't look like it to me, but he seemed like he knew what he was talking about. You can see Ballard really doesn't have anybody on this close sideline, not too close to the sideline. They're not interested in getting it there and getting trapped. Gray tries to stay in bounds, just out of reach. James's 3rd point in a row too.
Yeah.
James finds Isaac. You have Ellie going deep off the... Oh, right off her hands. A little too long to think about it. It was a well-delivered throw.
So close for Roosevelt.
Ellie with the great cut out of the middle of the stack, looping to the end zone. Oh, that's a Callahan.
A Callahan break for a half.
Wow. Got to see Tori display a little bit of that speed that we were talking about earlier in the game. Let's see this. Tori knew exactly where that throw was going, maybe even before the receiver. And that is half. Starting to see why Tori is a U20 Worlds player. Have you ever thrown a Callahan?
Not that I can remember.
Have you ever caught a Callahan?
I don't think so, no.
That's okay. Well, yeah, you would remember it if you throw one.
Yeah.
Trust me. Yes, I have thrown one. That's a rough one. I'm sure Kenny's telling them the thrower there, just don't worry, it happens. They got a long second half and plenty of time to get back into this. All right, thanks for joining us. We're going to take a quick halftime. Our partners at Fulcrum have put together a great highlight reel of plays from the mixed semis. You get to stay online and watch that. We're going to get some water and marvel at the skill on display.
Great game so far.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
That inside high release flick to flat mark.
Thomas King.
3 yards to go, but throws it farther. Not afraid to air it out.
Oh, that was a
Defender
nice.
that we heard about.
Huge put. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, over the top.
Nice high release backhand.
Ben, get there.
Oh.
Oh.
Henry fine. And up
Oh,
one.
sliding catch.
Zabdi.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Finding that space, but
Wow, that was not a throw I would expect.
the hammer.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Follows his throw. Over the
Zovdi get
top.
there. Oh, great grab by Zovdi.
That
And Roosevelt Rough Riders will be going to the finals to match up against Ballard.
I promise that I will love you forever and always.
Jinx, and he's in.
Welcome back to the about to start the second half of the Disc Northwest High School Mixed State Final between Ballard and Roosevelt. I'm joined here by my friend Britt, who definitely has a dog in this fight. A Ballard parent. What do you think of the game so far?
I'm very impressed with both teams. Really, just a lot of laying out, and the wind has been a factor. But you can't fault the effort of the teams. They're playing hard, playing smart. Like upwind, you see a lot of people getting poach blocks by finding the right space to clog lanes, make angles difficult. So really, this is a game that could go either way, appears to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Back and forth. Yeah, I'm impressed. I think, especially the. Did you have a chance to watch any of the semifinals yesterday?
We did, yeah. Millie and I were firmly on the couch enjoying it yesterday.
Good call. It was cold and rainy here. I approve. Yeah, I think that those games were not nearly as tight as we expected. So it's great. You can see why both these teams are in the finals. They clearly deserve to be here, and they're battling it out. And we're seeing back and forth. What are you hoping to see in the second half?
You know,
You can be a homer. That's all right.
Well, I certainly do see some excitement down there. Like it. Yeah. First of all, enthusiasm like this, like both teams are totally fired up to be here, and that's always fun. But secondly, I think, I'd like to see the teams be able to give themselves some easier resets so they don't have to force things, and they can then be higher percentage. I've probably, given a closer look to Ballard, given that I know those kids better and know what kind of they're capable of. And I'd love to see them be able to play at the level that we saw yesterday. And I'm sure Roosevelt folks feel a little bit the same way, as both teams have had opportunities to stretch their lead a little bit. So yeah, we just like to see good ultimate, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is awesome, exciting youth ultimate. I know the wind has definitely been a factor in some of those high stall count throws, but I think that there are ways to adjust and make that reset a little easier. So you're not throwing. We've seen a lot of 8 and 9 count throws that have worked out, but I know as a coach that's not what I want to see.
Yeah, moving the ball quickly would be really helpful. And like you saw Roosevelt, when they're going upwind there effectively, like they were dinking that disc around really quickly and crashing the cup. And I didn't see Ballard having much of an answer for the crash that, the little 2-footers going all the way 50 yards up the field. And then, no surprise, they're able to punch it in for the goal.
Yeah, that chiseling seemed to work really well against that Ballard cup. Quinn uncorking. Love to see it. Quinn to Gray.
Yeah, I'd love to see, as speaking in terms of Ballard here, Gray getting open deep is always a highlight. So she can do it vertically as well as with her legs.
Yeah, we talked about her yesterday as being a force, but sort of a newly accepting a love for mixed ultimate. I know she really likes playing girls ultimate.
Right.
So yeah, it would be nice to see her presence. She's such a great thrower and great receiver, and playing great D there on Chagall. Chagall finds Lucy, but just off of her hands.
Yeah, a number of the girl players out here that were excited. I mean, you saw the way the half ended. Wow, great shot, great grab by Thomas.
Yeah. You love to see it.
The elementary backstroke to finish it off.
Yeah, that play by Tori for that's such an intuitive D. Just knowing where that receiver wanted to be and getting there first. That was awesome.
Yeah, the speediness of the female athletes out here is really fun to watch.
Yeah, I'd love to see both teams even be get those all athletes more involved in this second half. I think that we're playing mixed ultimate. Let's see mixed ultimate happen here a little bit more. I think, especially with the throwers on both these teams, that the handling core, you have some just elite level handlers, Chagall and Hara on Roosevelt. They could do some dominant things out there. And on the flip side, with Gray and Anna and just awesome players on both sides. Let's see them all get involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd like to see, too, I think both teams have cutters who can really make hay if they're given space. And so if those teams can create some ISOs, that would be really helpful.
That was Ballard. Which one's? Thank you. Sorry, trying to do the scoreboard outside and inside.
As they say, multitasking is impossible.
No, well, especially for me, I'm old and addled. I can't pull it off.
I'm right there with you.
Okay. Cool, thanks. I don't want to keep you on the mic. Zoli's back in the room. If you want to stick around, I appreciate your insights, but you got to go cheer.
I do.
Yeah.
All right. Got to hand it back to Zoli. Thanks, Jude.
Yeah.
Fun talking with you.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Welcome back, Zoli.
I'm back.
You hydrated?
I am, yes.
Sweet. All right, I wasn't paying attention. Where are we? Was that a pole that landed out of bounds?
It looks like it, yeah.
Bringing it up to the brick. Looking to isolate Isaac off the back of the stack, shooting deep. To Tori. 1 throw, 2 goal. Tori stamping her name all over this game.
Amazing.
Brought us into the
So
second
fast.
half with that Callahan, and then just beating the speedy Gray deep off the front of the stack. Got a little injury update over the at halftime. I had mentioned we hadn't seen Zabdi in a while. It looks like early in the game, maybe second or third point of the game, he was playing D on an upline throw that ended up being a score, and he pulled a muscle and is not going to be back. He's done for the day. I know that that's a player that Roosevelt will surely miss. He's sort of anchored their handling core. So that's a bummer, but he's still on the sideline supporting. Did you have a chance to talk to anybody during halftime?
Not really.
Any insights? No?
No, not really.
Okay. All right, Ballard to receive. Did you give them a score? Sweet. We know. The crowd is very upset when we don't update the scoreboard. We're trying to do 2 things here. Tell them to jump on the live stream. They'll know. We're up to speed. Roosevelt pulling into the wind. Shetler with a big backhand. Gets about 55 yards out of that. Nate Becker to pick up. Quinn is his offside handler. Finds Thomas. Sending Gray deep.
Hooks it up.
Love it. Oh. Really like that look. Lots of space over there. Gray had her defender, Chagall, sealed out. Just didn't stay in the air quite long enough. These players are playing their second game in 2 days after a season of only playing 1 game a week. I'm wondering if that's having an effect at all on their legs. It is theoretically the off season. Oh. He did everything right. Watched it into his hand, clap catch it, got his body in front of it, just didn't connect. Number 25, that's Maxine. Maxine with the disc, holding, finding Gray off the back of the stack. What a touchy throw. I love it. Patient. That's rough with that much wind at their back just to kind of throw that right into that pocket. What a beautiful throw. Whoa. And almost a tackle of Gray. Gray trying to stamp her name on this game too in the second half, like Tori. We knew they were both really effective players. It's great to see them kind of stepping up and being ushered onto the stat sheet. You can see the Ballard team down there having some fun, scoping out the other team, trying to show how they want to go. Looks like they're going for Roosevelt's going 4 girls. Love to see it. You can see they're going to try to run their offense ideally through Tori, Chagall, Lucy, and Anna. Those are the 3 players that we know. We've seen them already making big impact. Lucy, I think, is a 9th grader.
I'm not sure.
I think so. I had the pleasure of coaching her a little bit this fall in on a hat team. Just a great, clearly driven, really wants to grow as a player. Showed up, had lots of ideas, volunteered to play positions that she wasn't necessarily comfortable with yet. So you love to see it, and I hope I helped a little. Disc lands out of bounds. James Whalen to bring it in on the brick. I recognize this play, I think. Yep. I saw that essentially earlier, not quite in. Tori Gray should ground tap it, chooses not. There we go. Back to Isaac. So that play is very similar to the play that Tori just scored on in the previous point, where she went off the front of the stack deep. This time they actually hit Isaac on the under, and then he turned and shot it to her. The first time it just went directly through her. Yep, it works. She's fast. Let's see how Ballard answers. Zoe, I don't know if you know this. A lot of places, high school ultimate is not played week to week with single game, one-off games. A lot of times their seasons are primarily played as a they play tournaments.
Yeah.
So you'll meet a team at like high school nationals, and they've played 4 tournaments, but no single one-off games. And Seattle teams show up, and they're like, we haven't played any tournaments yet except for spring rain, and that's just fun. So it's an interesting, I think we get a lot of really quality reps in, but that tournament play is different, and I'm wondering if these, just even having 2 games in a row, and then showing up at YCC, what was that like, going from?
That was really fun. We had our tournament in Utah earlier in that season, so we had played a lot of those teams, or not a lot of those teams. We played some of the top tier teams at YCC in Utah. And it was nice to come and see them again, but it's very different from how high school is played, where you're always tired at all those tournaments, and there's also a lot more pressure. So,
yeah, and the pressure builds, but having that ability to get reps under pressure, under tournament play, that's something that I think that Seattle Ultimate could try to do a lot more of. Quinn, she got a hand in there, but Shetler stays focused, pulls that in, resets to Lucy, back to Shetler. Booker looking to, Gray almost, she had an opportunity, but sealed out by Tori Gray. Tori Gray shoots it inside. Oh, love that effort, though. Recognizing that disc was in play for her.
Deep shot up.
Ian reels that in. Nope, not Ian.
That is it.
Yeah, Ian. Foul called on the mark. Thomas King goes up line, but sealed out nicely by Steven Shetler. On the round to Nate. Way to reel it in. Nate finds Quinn on the inside break. It's time to eat. Love it. Great catch. Composes himself, centers his balance, finds Quinn on the easy inside break. Both teams seem to be playing like They brought a lot of energy in the first half, but I would say it's even higher in the second half. It's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah.
Both teams taking their time getting to the line. We're not timing, we are playing the rules. You have a certain amount of time between points, but neither team seems too ambitious about it. Both taking their time. We will time it if they ask, but there's 100 minutes on the clock at the beginning of the game there. They figure they're not being too precious about those minutes right now. But there's only 10 minutes left. 10 and change. Tied at 10s. Roosevelt to receive with the wind at their back. Marcus Beidler with the pull. Ballard looking to get another upwind break opportunity. Get back to even. I think they're down a break right now. That's a big pull. Yeah. Nice float. Able to get down there on D. Lucy Tanner picks it up. Here's that play. Oh. Did she get a hand on that?
I think so.
Wow. That's the hardest way to get a hand block on a dump in front of the mark. That's impressive. Gray forcing away. Looks like maybe they're doing an FM here. Gets to, wow, settles into Henry's hands. This is that break opportunity that they were hoping for. Anna digs it out. Anna marked by Hara. Isaac on the mark. Henry Adamson looking. Stall count's getting high. Sends it to Marcus, but runs out of room. The north end of our end zone, on the left side of our screen, the purple is the back of the end zone. On the right-hand side, the end zone ends at the purple, just out the back. Let it float a little bit. Henry.
Oh.
That's
Steven. Too far.
just a little too far. Wind pushes that down, doesn't let it sail. Steven had the steps on his defender, but just not there. Ballard to pick up. I'm sure as turnovers go, that's one that Roosevelt will take. Leaving 65 yards for Ballard into the wind. See that. Side Sanchez. Ends up with Anna, but she forces the throw to Gray, and Lucy's there. James looking off Lucy. Finds Isaac. Ellie with a nice little elbow cut off the front. Finds Hara. Hara wanted it for a minute. Finds Lucy. Lucy with the big fate, trying to move her mark around. Resets to James. James finds Ellie. Great focus, brings it in. Finds Isaac, who's looking back to Ellie, not there. Centers to James. Oh, just out of reach of. That's a tough layout opportunity, coming in kind of a little bit behind her and at her knees.
Yeah.
I'm sure she thought about bidding, but I'm not sure how she would do it without rolling. Ballard gets another chance. Henry's not worried about the clock. Henry has Chamonix off the back. Lex to go to Marcus. Marcus shoots a Blady one. Gets a quality roll. I know that's a throw he feels he has in the wind, but
It's
I
a
mean,
tough one to make.
yeah, it's tough. Lucy Tanner to pick up. Lucy represented Disc Northwest at YCC with Blossom this year. Got a gold. Around to James Whalen. Finds Anna Pettis. Has Ellie going deep. Recenters James. James finds Hara. Hara really was hoping Shetler was going, but
It's like a foul call.
following the throw or the...
I think it was on Steven.
Oh, in the stack. Okay. Either way, Roosevelt ball again. Oof. Delivers that to space. Finds Lucy on the round. Digs it out. Had Isaac, but was still on the ground. Steven Shetler has Ellie with space. Elects to reset. Isaac on the across. Isaac calls the timeout. They burn one.
Call.
Multiple turns on that point. You can see they want to kind of collect themselves a little bit. So you know about the change in the timeout rule for
I
2020?
don't. No.
So right now, if you call a timeout and you don't have one, it's a turnover. Well, it was.
Yeah.
Under the rules we're playing in this league started in 2019 before the adoption of the 2020 rules. So we're still playing under the 2019 rules. In 2020, if you call a timeout, though you've used one, it's no longer a turnover. It's plus. Oh, I should know this. +3. I think it's a +3 on the stall count.
Okay.
I'm sure someone in the comments right now is just blistering me. But yeah, lots of new rules. Lots of rules that are matching WIFDIF rules. It's definitely gonna take some time for people to adopt and learn. Contact rule is now fully part of the rule set. So instead of calling a foul when you're on the mark or when you get fouled by the mark, you can call contact and it just goes back to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. You played that at YCC.
Yeah.
But that will take some getting used to. Dangerous play no longer requires contact. Used to be that you couldn't call if you backed out of a situation making a play because you felt it was dangerous. If there was no contact, you couldn't call it. Now you can call it without there being any contact, which I think is, especially in mixed gender play when you have some big size differences in the bodies. I think that's a good one to be aware of. And yeah, we'll be adopting all of those. I think in our high school mixed gender league, we're going to stick with the gen zone rule, though, where if both teams have 8 female matching players, then we automatically go to a gen zone. If there's fewer than that, then the coaches can choose to do it. But that's one place where we're going to go away a little bit from the nationally used rules. Looks like Isaac's indicating there's the stall counts at 5, but I don't know. Minute 43 to go. I didn't realize. Wow. Huh. Well, maybe the stall count was higher than we thought.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, if the clock goes, if we run down to 0 on the clock during this point, they'll play out that point, and we're going to have a winner. Unless they score quickly. Ballard scores quickly. If one of these teams scores before the clock runs out, then we'll take the score. Wow, way to dig that out. Scott Anna going deep. Finds Gray to Marcus.
Oh,
Marcus
deep
shoots it deep
shot.
to Anna. Under pressure, reels it in. Ballard with 11 with 43 seconds on the clock. So we're going to play one more, at least. If it ends up tied, then we'll go to Universe. Double game point is actually the terminology I prefer, but it's not the accepted term. If Ballard scores on this, if they get an early turn and get a break, they're state champs.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in this situation, like a situation like this?
Only in middle school, but
Oh yeah?
not at this level, no.
Looks like a timeout was called. What do you think they're feeling?
There has to be so much pressure.
Yeah. Is that an environment that you feel like you thrive in, or is that still a place you're trying to find comfort in yet?
It's so situational. It's hard to think about when you're not in that situation.
Yeah.
But usually I can calm myself down in these situations and play consistently.
If you're let's say you look to your coach looks to you, do you say, yeah, put me in?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you're good. All right. You can see there's a lot of tension. The Roosevelt players are huddled on the sideline, really trying to, you can just even see their body language. Everyone's kind of tight.
Yeah.
You even see actual wringing of hands. Multiple people wringing their hands. Ballard looks pretty, a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
Both teams asking for support from the crowd. The crowd's getting loud. Love it. Marcus with the pull. Remember, we got wind coming right to left. So Roosevelt working against the wind.
Tough spot right here.
Yeah.
Beautiful pull.
Wow. Big pull, doesn't land out, so they've got them in their own end zone. What if we saw another Callahan? That'd be crazy.
Oh.
Got it out of the end zone to Isaac, who finds Shetler, who finds Whalen, finds Torrey. Oh, Chagall going deep out of that handler set. Love to see it. Torrey wants it back. Doesn't get it back. Was open. Reset to Isaac. Has Chagall. Finds Torrey on the break side. Anna going deep. Stall count getting high. Finds Anna for an easy open side. Whalen finds Jackson Jewett. Around to Isaac. Isaac goes airborne a lot.
Yeah.
Like a rabbit. Finds Whalen. Whalen inside to Chagall. Chagall calls the timeout. Interesting. I don't remember if that's their second timeout or not. All right.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They got it.
Yeah. They need to get a play here. They just need to punch it in.
You're the coach. You're the Roosevelt coach. What do you do?
Ooh,
Who do you ISO?
I think I would ISO Isaac.
Isaac over
Yeah.
Torrey?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, you got
I
two
don't
great
know.
options.
There's so
I mean,
many
you have
options.
you've
This is
got
a
7
great
great
line.
options, but
Yeah. I might actually have James with the upline. He's been able to get those consistently this entire game.
Yeah, that's a good observation, and that's a spot that is that's a spot that's kind of unguardable if you get a step.
Yeah.
And if you're Ballard, what are you planning? What are you throwing? How are you trying to mix that up?
Yeah. That's tough.
I'd be looking to definitely poach somebody in that lane. Look for how they're setting up their ISO. Make sure you're supporting the ISO defender. And what's going on over here? Just a lot of noise next door. All right. Definitely taking too long on this timeout, but
Yeah.
I understand. I'm not going to nudge him. Remember that Roosevelt needs to score this to stay in the game, and then we're going to a double game point situation, and Ballard is going to be working upwind to receive if Roosevelt scores.
Yeah. I don't think there's been a turnover this point.
It's been a long point, lots of resets, but yeah, I think you're right. All right, Roosevelt, hype squad out there. Chagall with the ball. There's just not a more competent thrower on the field than Chagall. Definitely want just a great person to have the disc in your hands if you're Roosevelt. Looks like they're isolating. They're just a standard. You might be right about that upline.
Yeah, they're either looking for Torrey or James.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those two.
And the zone.
Roosevelt has been able to punch in some crashes in the cup.
Isaac finds.
Oh,
Chagall finds James
wide open.
right
the
there
corner.
on the
Wow.
pylon to score. This is it. We are double game point. Ballard receiving. It doesn't get better than this.
It does not.
You see Chagall try to tap down those butterflies. Great composure, stall count rising.
Oh, yeah. Just great awareness looking at finding James.
Yeah.
There.
And James, great awareness to know that that space was still there. We saw him drive up line. The temptation there quite often is to circle back it into the stack or reset.
Yeah.
He said, I know that this space is still here for me. Stay there, settle down, called for it. Yeah. Keeping it simple. I love to see people throw 5 yards when they only need 5 yards.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a very similar line for Roosevelt.
Got Hara in now.
Yeah.
Ellie Buchanan. Torrey Gray. Steven Shetler. James Whalen and Isaac. We have Nate, Thomas, Gray, Quinn, I think, Anna, Marcus,
Ooh, big pull.
and Maxine. Nate reels it in. Finds Thomas.
Oh, looks like they're coming out in the zone.
Yeah, a little chunky zone. Fine. Oh. Tori pressuring that throw. To Marcus. They find Thomas. Oh, I missed it. Good hustle. Gray was open in that deep space. I know they were looking for a way to get it to her, but she hustles back to play D. James Whalen with that upline.
See Isaac come back.
Isaac.
Looks like a pick.
They're going to work it out on the field.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're saying, yep, it was involved. You can see Ellie Buchanan with that, with Gray isolated in that open side space. We'll see if they take advantage of it. Nope. Hits the around. Steven. Oh, looks off Hara. Oh, no! Wow, that's rough. I'm sure. Wow, that's a great throw. Finds Maxine. Maxine holding.
Roosevelt zone has been working well for them, though.
Yeah. Thomas to Anna. Wow. I don't know if we have time to get that. Oh, calling her out. It did look like maybe she was in, but
Yeah. Got a replay.
got a replay. Oh, I think
Oh.
she was in.
It looks like her foot was on the line. Oh, up to James.
James pull that in under intense pressure from Thomas King for the win. And
That's game.
that is game. Touchy throw from Chagall right into that space, trusting her receiver. That's a player we thought might not be able to even make it through the game with that injury. And to see him come down with that, that's awesome.
Great.
Great game for Roosevelt. Awesome. I know that it's not Ballard is. I'm sure it's a hard moment for Ballard, but they've got to be so happy with the way they played, back and forth. Both teams leading throughout the game. Just a great display of youth ultimate. That's why we love Seattle.
Yeah.
All right. Any last?
I mean, I was expecting an amazing game, and that's what we got. So, yeah, I was very happy with. I mean, personally, I'm happy with how this ended.
That's fair. Yeah, you're a Roosevelt fan. That's all right.
But it really could have gone both ways. It was a
Yeah,
great game.
I think you're right. At any moment, they both had opportunities to put it away. I want to shout you out. I talked to you like 5 minutes before the game, asked if you want to get on the mic. Awesome job. Thank you for stepping up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, you got a career now. Sorry, I'm going to call on you all the time.
Okay.
Sweet. Thanks. Hey, we're going to lead you. We're both going to get off the mic, but we're going to go out with a highlight package from the finals. Sweet. Thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to, we'll be right back here in May for the girls' finals. And yeah, thanks, Fulcrum, for all your hard work. Such a pleasure working with y'all.